Hi there, this is Ranjit, and in this video we'll be doing the quick review, and I'll also be answering the most common questions that I was getting regarding the Nokia 6.1. And I've been using this device for the last couple of days, and you can check out my unboxing for a general overview about this device. And first I'll share some of my impressions that I had about this device. And to be fair, if you have seen my review of the Nokia 7 Plus, I would say that currently, if I have a budget of about 25,000, I will go out and buy the Nokia 7 Plus. Yes, certainly I'm paying slight premium and there are some niggles about it, but overall this was a great Android smartphone by Nokia, and certainly I would say one of the best Nokia Android smartphones that Nokia has produced. But certainly I can't say the same about this Nokia 6.1. And this Nokia 6.1 is the successor to the Nokia 6 that was launched last year. They have updated the processor, that is a new Snapdragon 630 SoC, but the screen aspect ratio is the same, 16:9, and they have moved the fingerprint scanner here at the back, and the location is actually not that good. First, let's talk about what I liked about this device. The first thing that I really liked about this device is the Nokia tradition, that is the build quality. The build quality is solid even on this device, and it feels actually premium. When you hold this phone, it gives you that feeling that it's a premium smartphone. So in that aspect, Nokia did a very good job. But they moved the fingerprint scanner from the front. It was on the front of the regular Nokia 6 to the back, and I have to say this position is simply not that good. The fingerprint scanner location should have been here at the top, but it's not here. It's here, and it's in a very awkward position. So very bad placement of the fingerprint scanner in my frank opinion. Also, it does not have the physical LED notification light just like the Nokia 7 Plus, and as it's not an AMOLED screen, it's not always on also. So again, this is the same problem I had with the Nokia 7 Plus also. I had to actually hit the power button to see if I have any notifications. So again, I'm a bit annoyed. Even this one does not have a physical LED notification light. Now coming to the build quality, I said the build quality was really good. But another small annoying thing that I've noticed after using this device for the couple of days is that the power button on this Nokia 6.1 is actually pretty recessed. So again, you have to press it carefully. That's not the case with other Nokia devices that I've reviewed. For example, on the 7 Plus, it's very tactile. So I also do not like that thing. And now moving to the camera. The rear facing camera is a 16 megapixel shooter, and it says Zeiss optics. So considering the fact that it has Zeiss optics, and I just tested the Nokia 7 Plus, I had very high expectation because the camera on the Nokia 7 Plus is stellar. But to be frank, I would say the rear facing camera on this Nokia 6.1 is just average. Don't get me wrong, it's not bad, but again, it's not great also. And also in terms of focusing distance, if you want to take macro shots, close-up shots like this, you simply can't do that, because with almost many phones, even budget-oriented phones, I could easily take macro shots like this, close-up shots. But with this one, it has a big problem in terms of focusing. Yes, you have the manual mode. If you go to the manual mode, you can take some better shots, but in auto mode, I felt that it was lacking. Also in terms of camera, I thought because it has that Zeiss optics, it would wow me like the Nokia 7 Plus, but that's not the fact. Also, one thing is very strange is that the front facing camera that is just a 8 megapixel shooter is actually pretty good on this Nokia 6.1, and in fact it has that portrait or the bokeh mode, as you can see from the sample shot. This is the regular shot and this is the bokeh shot. As you can see, the bokeh mode actually works even in artificial lighting with the front facing camera. But surprisingly, the rear facing camera does not have that software bokeh mode, which was very surprising. Yes, it has the pro mode, but again, it didn't have that bokeh mode. So in terms of camera performance, I would say the rear facing camera was not as good as I expected, and considering the premium price that you're paying, I would say the rear facing camera is a slight disappointment, because at this price point we get a lot of other smartphones that do a lot better in terms of the rear facing camera performance. A good thing that I like about this device is that it's stock Android device, and it's Android One device. Hence, you're going to get the Android updates very quickly. And already I got a one big major update, that was a 800 odd MB update on this one, and it's running on the latest Android security patch, that's April. So that's a good thing about this device. And also I like the fact that in the box you get a fast charger, that's a Qualcomm Quick Charger 3, and it charges this device fairly quickly. The battery is not very huge, but it charges very quickly, and it also has NFC support, which is actually not present in a lot of smartphones in this price range. So that were the good things. Now let me do one thing before I give you my conclusion about this device. Let me actually answer some of the user questions that I was getting regarding this device, so that you can have a better idea about this one. So let's start that. And the first question I got from was Mandeep Singh, and he's asking a bunch of questions. He says 2 questions: battery life, stability, bugs in the system. Regarding the battery life, I would say, as I've told you, it doesn't come with a huge massive battery, around 3000 milliamp hour battery, and it'll last you for a typical working day for most users without any issues. If you are sort of a very heavy user, yes, you might have to top it up in the evenings, but again, as it has that fast charger bundle, even a 20-minute top up is good enough. So for most users, yes, it will last you for a typical working day, but this is not a smartphone that will last you for about 2 days. In fact, the Nokia 7 Plus was easily giving me about 1.5 days of battery life, but this one, I would say you have to charge it every day at night. And in terms of screen on time, I would say I was averaging between about 4.5 to 5 hours of screen on time based on usage, I would say. So battery life was okay, but not great, I would say. Now moving to stability and bugs in system, I didn't find any major bugs with this one. It's stock Android that you're getting, and not a lot of bloatware. Again, Nokia camera app is their own customized with the Pro and all those things, but apart from that, it's almost stock Android that you're getting, so no issues. And I haven't noticed any major bugs on this device. Everything is working as expected. Now another interesting question that Mandeep is asking: will it last for 2+ years? Yes, it should last for 2+ years because the build quality is really good. So if you don't drop it, you're careful with your device, yes, it should last for about 2 years. And the good thing is that as it's Android One device, Nokia is promising next 2 versions of Android upgrades on this device, and even monthly security updates for the next 3 years. So in that respect, yes, this device should age well. And also the fact is that it doesn't come with a bloated UI like some other vendors. So it's almost pure stock Android. So yes, it should last for 2+ years. Now let's move to the next question. This is by Ajay. Is the gyroscope available or not? Yes, the gyroscope is available on it, and I tested it. And in terms of sensors and stuff, you don't have to worry about it. All the important sensors are present on this device, so don't worry about it. And in fact, even NFC is present on this device. Moving to Jason, how awkward is the fingerprint scanner placement? Yes, it's in a very idiotic position, I would say, and simply not that good. This reminds me of the fingerprint scanners mishap that Samsung did with the Galaxy S8 and the Note 8. It was simply not in the right position. This is the same case with this one. You might get used to it after using it for a while, but again, still most of the time I'm tapping the LED flash instead of the fingerprint scanner. Yes, after a week you might get used to it, but still I don't like the placement of the fingerprint scanner. The good thing is that, as you can see, the fingerprint scanner is very responsive, so that is a good thing. This is by Datta. He's asking, is there any electronic image stabilization in the video, and how's the output from the audio jack? First, let me talk about the audio via the headphone jack. Again, as just like the Nokia 7 Plus, the audio via the headphone jack is flat. So nothing exciting, I would say. It's just flat audio that you're getting. Some people like that, but most people like a little bit of depth in the audio output. That is not there. Moving to the speakers, the speaker is a single speaker, not a dual speaker, but the speaker is adequately loud. Now moving to electronic image stabilization, yes, it has electronic image stabilization. Here are 2 video clips that I shot with this Nokia 6.1. So here you go. Recording this video with the rear facing camera of the Nokia 6.1, and I've kept the resolution at 1080p. It can shoot at 4K, but I just wanted to show how is the stabilization if we set the video at 1080p. I doubt there will be any electronic image stabilization at 4K because the processor, the Snapdragon 630 SoC, won't be able to handle it. So this is a very quick footage with the rear facing camera of the Nokia 6.1 at 1080p. Now recording this part of the video with the front-facing camera of the Nokia 6.1, and the highest resolution is 1080p, and I'm recording this video at 1080p with the front-facing camera of the Nokia 6.1. And I'm just going to walk around to give you an idea if there is any stabilization. So this is how you will be actually using in vlog style videos. So this is a very quick sample with the front-facing camera of the Nokia 6.1. This is by Abdul. He's asking which is better, Nokia 6.1 or the Redmi Note 5 Pro or the Asus Zenfone Max, purely based on the camera quality. Oh, this is a very tough one. Let's talk first about the front-facing cameras. In terms of front-facing camera, I would say the Asus Zenfone Max Pro will be the lowest priority, I would say. Second vote I would give to this Nokia 6.1, and the best front-facing camera would be from the Redmi Note 5 Pro. Now moving to the rear-facing camera, I would say in terms of rear-facing camera, the best among these three is again the Redmi Note 5 Pro. The second one will be a mixed bag, I would say. In some areas, this is doing better, but in terms of close-up macro shots, focusing, the Zenfone Max Pro is doing better. So in terms of rear-facing camera, I would give a tie to this one. But again, the Zenfone Max, the Redmi Note 5 Pro rear-facing camera is better than both of these, I feel. This is by Faisal Khan. He's asking, is it a better deal over the Redmi Note 5 Pro or the Mi A1? Please pick up my question. As I've told you, the Redmi Note 5 Pro makes more sense, I would say, overall, if you're okay with the MIUI and that slow Android upgrades that Xiaomi gives. I won't go with the Mi A1 at this point. Frankly speaking, if you are looking for the Mi A1 as of now, don't go for that one. It's sort of outdated, and we are hearing a new version might be coming. So between the two, I would say Redmi Note 5 Pro would be my pick if you're comfortable with MIUI and can live with the old Android version. And this is by Mr. Manish. He's asking, does it heat up like the Nokia 6? What about the battery life? Regarding the heating, I would say I didn't notice any excessive heating on this one because it's running on the Snapdragon 630 chipset. It's a very efficient chipset. Yes, the back tends to get a little bit warm, especially when I was using camera outdoors or if you do some heavy gaming. But I won't say it's overheating or something like that. But the back you'll feel that it gets slightly warm, which is sort of normal, I would say. Battery life, I would, again, as I've told you earlier, you can expect one typical day of battery life for most users unless you are a very hardcore heavy user. Now, moving to the next question, this is the last one. This is from Shakti. He's asking, do you think Nokia would be able to regain its position in the market with its pricing strategy? This is a very interesting question. I still feel that there is still a loyal Nokia fan base, and I'll be very frank. My cousin sister actually wanted this smartphone, the Nokia 6.1. She still earlier had used the Nokia devices, so she was using a Motorola device. Now she wants to move to the Nokia because still that what you say, nostalgia of the build quality that Nokia gives and that premiumness that Nokia gives. She has that in her mind. So I feel still many people have that thing in their mind. But again, I feel Nokia should be a little bit aggressive because the situation has completely changed. Yes, Nokia used to be a premium brand earlier also, and they're still charging sort of a premium, I would say, for the build quality. And the build quality is good. It's not that the build quality is not good, but again, they are making some compromises in terms of the screen aspect ratio, not giving you the latest stuff. So yes, certainly Nokia is charging a premium, and I feel in a country like India, people are very cost conscious, and now we have players like Xiaomi, Honor, and now even the Asus Zenfone Max. Asus, again, if you recall, was a premium brand, and they launched the Zenfone 3, Zenfone 4 at a high premium, but ultimately it flopped, and now they're going back to the roots and pricing devices like this new Zenfone Max Pro, which is having a better processor than this Nokia 6.1 at almost like 50% less price than this one. So I feel Nokia needs to get a little bit aggressive in India because people in India are very value conscious. Yes, I like the fact that still the build quality on these Nokia devices is very good, but I feel the pricing should have been better. And at least if you're charging that premium, give the modern stuff like the new screen aspect ratio, you have a physical LED notification light and other stuff. So guys, these were the common questions that I was getting regarding this Nokia 6.1. To conclude, I would say I have written down the conclusion. I would say this Nokia 6.1 still, after its cons that I mentioned, is a good device. I like the build quality of this one. It feels premium in the hand, so it doesn't feel like a cheap Android smartphone. When you pick it up, you appreciate the build quality, and I like the fact that it comes with pure stock Android program, and it's an Android One device. So if you are a person who likes stock Android experience and you want that guarantee of continuous Android updates and monthly security updates, then you can seriously have a look at this one. And also I like the fact that it supports quick charging out of the box, and the charger is also quick charger. But on the other side, I would say I don't like the fact that for 17,000 Nokia is just giving us 3 gigabytes of RAM and 32 GB of internal storage. And also the rear facing camera, though it has that Zeiss branding, is not up to my expectations. So, and you are certainly paying that sort of a premium for this device, considering the fact that it's coming with one generation old processor. The Snapdragon 630 SoC was launched last year. The new ones are the Snapdragon 636 or the 660. Yes, the 660 is more premium, but they should have given the Snapdragon 636 at this price point, in my frank opinion. So again, I am not totally convinced with this Nokia 6.1. So I have sort of mixed feeling with this one. I would say if you don't care too much about the rear facing camera and you still want that Nokia brand because you love the Nokia brand and you can pay that premium for the build quality, you can go for that. But apart from that, I would say there are many other smartphones in this price range which offer much better value for money. But again, those smartphones will not get you quick Android updates, and forget about the monthly security updates. So guys, this was a quick FAQ and review for the Nokia 6.1. Do share your thoughts about the Nokia 6.1. What do you think about the same? So guys, that's it for now for this video. This is Ranjit, and I hope to see you very soon. And if you're still not subscribed to my YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. See you guys later, guys. Bye-bye.